You're listening to Two Chunks and a Hunk. Movie musings for mostly everybody. Hello and welcome to Two Chunks and a Hunk. I'm doing a cute thing for 2022
That's so
Chunks.
cute.
Do we
I
feel
can't
good
say
about
it.
Adorable.
My name is Jordan Wonders, and this week
Wait,
I'm
your
your
name is-
Jordan Wonders.
Yeah.
And this week
Jordan.
I'm your chunk.
I'm Doge, and chunks come when they feel like it, not when they're told.
And I'm Carter. And if you stop using it, your skin disintegrates. If you keep using it, it's like living marble, and you can't hunk a thing.
Very good. Well, okay. So, man, it's been so long. I don't even remember how a podcast works. Is it? I mean, I guess it's just like, what? Why are you the hunk, Carter?
Tell me about
Because I won box
He's
off.
embarrassed to say
I
it
won
because
box
he
office
knows it's
ball.
rigged in his favor.
it. Yeah.
It is rigged.
Interesting. Cool.
I am the master of my domain that I created. One box office ball, but not by much. Shout out Emma for that second place finish. It's the closest
Yeah, very
box
nice.
office ball season has ever been. Very good. Excited for season 2. Trying to.
Who got third?
There'll be a trophy this year. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do some built-ins. I think at the house, we've got some room in the guest room.
Yeah, sure.
So just have that. And
Who got third?
I don't remember. I'll have to go look.
He didn't care, honestly, as long as he saw his name.
As long as he got first place.
He doesn't
Yeah,
even care if we
actually-
had fun.
Hey, I was going to invite you guys over a little bit later to see if you guys wanted
Yeah.
to play Knowing Zelda History and Denis Villeneuve
Oh.
Movies Ball.
Oh, cool.
That sounds fun.
That seems
It's
like
a
something
game
you'd be really
that I
good
made
at.
up. Yeah, it's
Huh.
a game that I made up that I think you guys are really, really going to
Cool.
like.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to play Dinosaur and Planet trivia with me? It's just a fun game for us to play.
So that's what's funny. You are also co-hosts on this movie podcast that
we should also know.
that you started. You asked me on. You did this a year before.
Oh
I
no,
did it.
guys! Hey, this is live. This is happening live right now. Sidney Poitier just died.
Are
Oh,
you
no.
kidding?
Yeah,
We meant to say.
I just got the CNN update like real time on my phone.
Man, we should have talked about that yesterday too. But like the loss of Betty White, losing
Oh,
some like
yeah,
man.
absolute legends.
crazy.
Goodness me.
Well, real cool energy so far.
Yeah,
for this
sorry.
episode.
I figured by the time we record next, that will be week old news. So I figured,
Yeah, better
let's talk
say
about it right now. Let's talk about it right now.
It's a good reason to talk about it.
Well, I looked at my phone when the news thing popped up. I figured we should all know.
I
You
would've
heard
done
it.
the
You
same
heard it
thing.
here first, listeners. Jordan's on his phone while we're recording this podcast.
Oh, dude, I'm fully streaming the entire first 2 seasons of Frasier the entire time I do it.
Let's got some tossed salad and scrambled eggs. You know,
Hey, baby, I hear the blues are calling.
it's a jam.
I've never watched even one iota
And
of Frasier, but I know I
scrambled
love that theme song so much.
You know who sings that theme song? Same song?
Sidney Poitier.
It's Kelsey Grammer. Sings that, actually.
Get out. That's
Uh-huh.
not real. Is that real?
That's him. Uh-huh.
Why did you think like all the nouns agreed with the verb tenses perfectly? It's because it got that grammar stink.
Isn't Kelsey Grammer? Didn't he reveal himself to be a little bit of a toolbox this year?
Did he?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, foot
Classic.
and mouth. A small bit. I thought.
love it.
Well-
Well, this can't be what this episode's about.
It's 2 chunks, baby. It's 2022 chunks. It's whatever we want it to be. And guys, here's the full disclosure here.
Yes.
I'm gonna part the curtain a little bit.
Tell the whole
Do it
story.
again.
We are
There
beginning.
is no curtain.
We are beginning
Yeah.
our Batman series next week.
Well,
And
sort
we-
of. We're actually beginning it now, sort
Well,
of.
hold on. Relax. I'm talking. It's my turn for once.
That's
We're
how it
beginning our
works.
Batman
Everybody
series
has the
in
talking
earnest.
shell on this podcast. And when you hold the
I'm
talking
holding
shell,
the
you get to
conch.
talk.
I'm holding the conch. Next week we begin our Batman series in earnest, but we did math bad,
Mhm.
and we thought we had 2 weeks.
We thought we had time to take last week off and do 2 and we accidentally just didn't record an episode.
Is that what happened? That's what
Because
happened.
we were going to do two movies before
That's
Batman
right.
started, and then we just didn't record.
But hey, we're worth
It's because
it.
we had to
deserve
move
it.
Hawkeye so much. It's because
Yeah,
we had to
that's
move our Hawkeye finale so much we just forgot. So what ended up happening was we had one little week here, and we had several different ideas of how to fill that week until finally Doge landed on
I'll say on his feet.
his feet.
Yeah, fell from a very great height.
Landed on the Halle Berry classic Catwoman, which none of us had seen.
Catwoman. We didn't say it together.
Oh, my fault. And that movie's called
Catwoman.
And none of us had ever seen it, and none of us really knew what we were getting into. I had seen the basketball scene on the YouTube because I had seen the famous video where somebody counts the cuts
Oh my gosh.
in that scene. It's 136, by the way.
Are you serious?
It's 100.
Is it
It's
actually?
136 cuts. So, and we'll get there in time. But that's my only familiarity with this movie. Y'all,
Yeah, folks.
this movie is. I'm debating the
Loved
merit
this.
of a yearly rewatch.
I think a yearly rewatch would be a great time with this.
I'm
This would
debating
be
the
our
merits of a
live
Catwoman
one.
New Year. Like I watch it on New Year's. Here's the thing though. It's wild.
Well,
I mean,
we
it's
gotta
wild.
tell
It's
'em. I mean,
wild.
We're on a mission to watch every Batman and every Catwoman to be ready for the Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz iterations of the characters.
Right.
And I honestly don't know what Zoe Kravitz could do.
Better.
You know,
yeah.
I feel like Halle Berry's already hit all the main notes of Catwoman
that's
that
gonna
we
be
love
tough to
so
follow.
much.
Yeah.
I think the only Catwoman we're gonna end up missing is Eartha Kitt, right? Everybody else
And
will catch.
Eartha Kitt and Julie Newmar, yeah, from the
Both
60s
from
show.
yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, let's go ahead and synopsis this one so that we
Good
can
luck,
get started.
brother.
Because man, whew. All right.
I've been waiting a long time to know what this movie's about.
So, as proof of the serendipity of 2022 chunks, I want to part the curtain once again. It's a real curtain parting day. And when we started this recording, Carter put his foot in his mouth and accidentally called our friend Adam Austin. And we didn't really know where that name came from. And then Jordan and I were jokingly referring to Adam as Austin about 5 minutes ago. And Carter was like, wait, who's Austin? And we thought it had come full circle. I tell you now the circle is complete because this week's synopsis is from Austin4577 at emailprovider.com. This is Austin. Carter, the great Egyptian cat goddess Bast saw your fate and put the word
Midnight?
Austin into your mouth.
Amazing.
Austin writes, Catwoman is the story of shy, sensitive artist Patience Phillips, a woman who can't seem to stop apologizing for her own existence. She works as a graphic designer for Hidaire Beauty, a mammoth cosmetics company on the verge of releasing a revolutionary anti-aging product. When Patience inadvertently happens upon a dark secret her employer is hiding, she finds herself in the middle of a corporate conspiracy. What happens next changes Patience forever. In a mystical twist of fate, she is transformed into a woman with the strength, speed, agility, and ultra-keen senses of a cat. With her newfound prowess and feline intuition, Patience becomes Catwoman, a sleek and stealthy creature balancing on the thin line between good and bad. And like any wildcat, she's dangerous, elusive, and untamed. Her adventures are complicated by a burgeoning relationship with Tom Lone, a cop who has fallen for Patience but cannot shake his fascination with the mysterious Catwoman, who appears to be responsible for a string of crime sprees plaguing the city.
Oh, we've talked about on this podcast before, and a lot of it came up around this series Blockbusted, where we did movies that have lost the most money in history. There's a line that is, this is an enjoyable bad movie, and this is a bad movie that cannot be enjoyed, right? And I want us to spend some time on this episode, I think, as we go through it, like trying to, what is the filtered drip of the things that make a bad movie enjoyable?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. This movie, on a 1 to 10 scale, not on a 2-chunk scale, on a 1 to 10 scale, I legitimately, I would probably give this a 3.
I think I would give
Maybe
it
a
a
2.
1. Yeah, that feels generous. This is like Cutthroat Island levels of like, what is happening
exactly.
here?
Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah.
But on a watchability scale,
Oh my God.
I haven't had this much fun watching a movie in probably the two most fun movie experiences I've had in the last month were this and No Way Home. It's so much fun.
Is it a little bit of a shocker? And I guess we would have to make some kind of claim that movie making has progressed exponentially over the last several decades. Is there something shocking about a relatively modern movie being so bad? Like, I can't help but think, one of the notes I made was like, how did Warner Brothers build this team? When you look at some of the credits for the director and it's just a bunch of username, like faceless people that they just threw on this project. It's baffling to me. They spent $100 million.
I can't believe that.
On this movie.
This had...
how does that happen?
I mean, this had 1 million writers. So when you see something that has this many writers, you automatically know this script has gone through countless revisions. There's lots of writers that are also uncredited who have reportedly worked on iterations of this film over the years. This was originally conceived as a spin-off for Michelle Pfeiffer from Batman Returns, I believe. Is it Batman Returns that's got Michelle Pfeiffer's?
It is.
Okay. This was a spinoff for her, and then it just sort of sat in development hell for, a decade, 2 decades almost, until we got this masterpiece that, through a game of telephone, ended up bearing no resemblance to any iteration of Catwoman. I feel like as somebody who loves comic books and loves superheroes, I have to right now distance myself from this and say, this Patience Phillips goddess bath.
Catwoman having powers.
This is completely just an invention.
But if this movie wasn't that, it would be bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it reaches for the stars.
That's a good point.
It's good bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the scene of her like completely recklessly devouring that sushi, that the direction for Halle Berry was literally act like a human-sized cat. The catnip ball, when she makes a snack and it's 8 cans of tuna, that's the stuff that makes it so bad it's good.
Like, I was fully expecting, I guess it would have gotten to like...
Yeah, she definitely has mercury poisoning by now, right?
Hey, here, okay. Sorry, Carter, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, in my mind, I was like double checking on the rating. I was like, okay, PG-13, because for a while I was just like trying to coach myself and will it. I was just like, please don't clean yourself. Please don't clean yourself.
Yes.
Please don't clean yourself.
For real.
I was just like, because they were doing all the cat things. They're doing a bunch of stuff literally nobody asked for.
Let me tell you what they didn't do. And it's, okay, here's the thing. It is impossible to have a super dump for this movie because everything I would super dump is the reason it's amazing.
It's the best thing about it. Yes.
So here's my super dump, and this is real. I was legitimately angry. And I'm just going to do it off the top because they sold out so hard for everything else. They went full tilt for everything else, cat-wise. And then she orders cream and drinks it from the glass.
You want her to lick it?
Yes,
like put it on her hand and lick it? Yeah.
Of course.
You sicko.
I literally,
you nasty boy.
The glass was so wide that I was like, she's going to lap it up. And then she just drank it, and I was legitimately angry.
They missed an opportunity.
I was so mad.
I want a White Russian. Hold the vodka. And the Kahlua.
Which is like pretty funny.
It was. But
like,
it was
I don't think you could make a parody cat-themed superhero movie funnier than this.
I was going to say it was like Leslie Nielsen funny.
Yes.
It was like,
absolutely.
oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, this movie it's pure magic. Yeah. There is nothing about it that there is legitimately not one thing about it that is actually good.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I realized in this movie, in terms of not necessarily realism, but just stuff that sticks, there's so much to be said about the setting. Like, we don't really ever know where she is. They never give us the name of the city. The assumption might be
one would assume it's Gotham, sure.
But it looks nothing. It's more like New York, kind of.
Yeah.
But I think it's not always something that we're looking for initially, unless we're trying to critique a movie, right? Or we have a podcast or something. But it's like, where are we? And I think because we don't have that, it's in such unfamiliar territory. Everything's just so off the wall.
I have a note in my phone that refers to
are
it
other
as
people
Gotham
magic?
Hatton.
Yeah.
Are other people magic? Because for all I know, it's just cat gods and beauty cream that makes you
Yeah. Who
super.
knows?
I think that's it.
Well, is that woman
Okay.
a cat witch too, or is she just a cat scholar?
I don't know.
I assumed that she was Catwoman up until the moment that the cats passed it on to patients.
They
like the Santa Claus. She lost
they included a picture of Michelle Pfeiffer when she just throws a pile of loose photos of Catwoman.
Yeah, I saw
At
that.
the new
that
Catwoman.
cracked me up. It's
canon, dude. It's canon.
like, can you just hand them to me? I'd like to read these actually. If you could just hand them to me.
Threw a stack of paper.
It's just so dramatic. I think so. This came out in 2004.
The same year as Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. So when you think about superhero movies from 2004, you think about Catwoman and Spider-Man 2.
One calendar year before Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we're going to do movies like.
Do you think this is
Batman
canon to the
Forever,
Nolan verse?
I do.
like Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, which also have their own brand of camp
Oh, I
that is
can't
very
wait.
much like this.
I
And I
can't
can't wait
wait.
for it. But it was like, they were at this point, by 2004, those are already touted as awful.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was like the people who made Catwoman were like, you know what was really successful? These worst movies of all time. Remember George Clooney's biggest regret? Let's try something in that realm.
So
And
whenever
they still did it.
I don't understand because they released the first trailer for this on the internet. It got such negative reaction that they pulled it down, re-edited a version that had no dialogue, and uploaded that.
Yeah,
And so
let's
that
take
was the
words
trailer.
out.
As
That's
though
a
the
sign,
trailer's the
guys.
problem. As though the
Yeah.
trailer's the problem. Ugh.
Halle Berry was at this time the second actress to have a Razzie Award and an Oscar. In 2001 she
Wow.
won for Monster Ball. Sandra Bullock did it as well, but and I know this is controversial. It's funny for you guys. She got the Oscar for Blindside, and she got the Razzie for, I think it was something about Steve or All About Steve. But yeah,
Halle Berry accepted her Razzie in person.
Yeah, holding the Oscar.
Yep.
Yeah, brilliant.
I don't know. That feels a little bit like I promise I'm better than Catwoman, which, to be fair, you know, I'd want to say that too.
To be fair.
If I made this movie.
I like
Yeah.
Halle Berry. I think Halle Berry is very talented.
I think something that makes this a little bit more jarring to me is this isn't Halle Berry's MO, right?
Yeah.
You can be like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the theater and watch a grab bag of a Nick Cage movie. No idea what I'm gonna get.
Who knows?
Right.
Because he does great and he does awful. He just does everything. So to have Halle Berry do this was just absolutely wild.
The whole
Yeah.
thing, and because it's Halle Berry, this is why it felt like that. It felt like an entire movie made with the same sort of taste as Storm's line from the first X-Men movie. Do you know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else. It feels like that line was this whole movie.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Can I super pump?
Yeah.
Please.
More than anything.
So when Patience dies by water projection, and and Midnight finds her, and in CGI slow mo,
Burps her back to life.
just meows, just meows. It's like in my mind, I was like, it's just the wrong animal. You can't have this reverence. What was this supposed to be? Simba's back. It was
Yeah.
supposed to be like one of the pack is howling because they've lost someone. Like this, it's just a cat, and it looks out and kind of looks a couple of ways to summon all the other cats, and just says, "Whoa!" And I my whole body was just rigid with complete joy and excitement, and I was like, I think the cat's going to breathe life back into her.
Yes.
Like a mouth
Sure
to mouth,
enough.
cat to cat woman, and it
Meowth to
happened,
meowth.
and this happens relatively early,
Yeah, it's like
in the
15 minutes
movie.
in.
and this is when I knew. I was like, okay, I think I paused. I was like, I need to get everything out of my bladder. I need to go get a drink. I'm ready. Like
No
I
stops.
I want to make this the best experience as it possibly can be because I'm never gonna forget. loved that.
So that's your super pump?
Yes. It's because it's absolutely ridiculous. This movie costing $100 million is as cavalier, like what they did with the budget is just what they did narratively for everything.
Yeah, with the script.
It's just without any, why would you spend money? Like, how much do you think it cost for all the CGI Halle Berry, all the CGI Cat? Because I don't see where else the money's going.
No, CGI Midnight is like pretty decent CGI for 2004.
I thought the same thing.
Like they spent some good money on that.
I think that's where a lot of the money went. And why? I don't want it any other way, but
no, for sure.
I absolutely can't believe it. Was anyone else thinking of Cats? We did that last year.
Yes. About this time. No, that was 2019.
Oh, was it really?
That was 2 years ago. Time's a flat circle.
Goodness me.
No.
Yeah.
2020, 2 years ago, my man.
Woof.
2019 was 3 years ago.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
It was in 2020, my big dog.
Before we move on from here, my super pump is also cat swamps. The cat swamp outside the city is where I feel like Patience's death and rebirth is symbolic of this movie. Because at that point, any hope, not hope, any just inkling that this is going to be just a regular movie that sucks, dies. And when, like Jordan said, when Midnight burps her back to life, that's when this movie is truly reborn. And it's metatextual in a sense that like at that point it goes fully off the rails.
They had a conversation. Someone had a conversation and they were like, no, it has to sound like a cat because it's a cat. We need Midnight to cry. There's primitive things about that kind of noise that's like, this is not motivating anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone. Just a wow. Like that's it. Like it was like.
But it didn't even have to be like a jungle cat. Or it didn't even have to be a house cat. It could have been a jungle. Like they could have been like the zoo has reported escaped leopards. And it could have been like a whole like group of jungle cats.
It escaped the zoo because it had to get to the next chosen one.
Exactly.
Come on.
Like a big cheetah or something.
But it's freaking.
Well, it's an Egyptian.
It's a plot point from Men in Black.
It's an Egyptian maw.
Just comes in and saves it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
The address to Midnight's owner's home was written on a fortune cookie paper. Why was that on a collar?
You know.
Here's the other thing. So I have a note on my phone.
There's only one other thing.
I have a note on my phone that just says, why is there a cottage in the middle of Gotham, Manhattan? Why is that? It's just like it's like skyscraper, Hansel and Gretel's witch's house.
Well, and it's not even like this is a nexus of ancient power from when Bast ruled the earth. It's just like, this is my little house where me, the cat professor, lives.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not like
it's not like the Sanctum Sanctorum.
This is the place between worlds.
Right.
This was after Patience is searching on the internet about cats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her cat history.
The queries that she typed into Google were the best thing I've ever seen.
I wrote a couple of them down. The cat in history. The cat in history is what she said.
The cat in history.
And then diabolical cats.
Diabolical cats.
She's so dude. And
I want to be clear. From this point on, if it is not about the lack of lapping up the cream, every negative comment I have about this movie is another reason I love this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
it felt in
guys,
upside down.
She Googled cat period space women.
Yeah.
That was her
cat
Google.
Period space women. Yeah. I could not, like, this is such a bad movie. It made me think of like going to Disney World or going on like a new ride or something. And you can't help but look around and be like, wow, they thought about everything. Right? Look at this. It's so clean. Oh my God, how did they pull that off? The mix between practical and like computer effects is absolutely unreal. Someone spent so much time. Did you even read the note? You missed the note? You didn't even get to see that? That's how detailed. Like that. I felt that way about this movie. I was like, oh, it's everything about it is so thoughtfully bad.
Yes.
It is.
Like it feels intentional.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like, what's the stupidest thing that could happen? She could go to the Cat Witch's cottage in the middle of the big city.
The best bad movie, right? The best kind of bad movie for me personally is the one that took itself seriously.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes a great bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is kind of this trend, and I think it even happened in the 80s, because you're starting to get so much content with movie making, by that point, it's just shelling it out all the time. It's like how podcasts are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have friends, like they hear we have a podcast and like, oh, okay, I'll go check it out, because they probably have other friends that have podcasts. Like, we're making so many movies, and then we get to this point, and I don't even know.
When a good movie winks at itself, it feels like it's earned it. When a bad movie winks at itself, it feels unearned, and it's like, who do you think you are? But when a bad movie wouldn't dare to wink at itself to ruin the art that it thinks it's putting forward, that's a movie I want to watch.
Yeah. And that's that trend. There was that trend too that was like, we're going to make a bad movie intentionally
Disaster
because those
movie.
are making money.
Sure. Superhero movie. Yeah, all those. Yeah.
Yeah. But this, no way.
No,
Yeah,
this
how
is
does
something
it
special.
How does it feel exactly like a farce? It feels exactly like a Catwoman parody movie.
Because it is doing the things that are
anomaly.
constantly parodied. That's why. This is the Rosetta Stone from which superhero parody type things I think are born. No, you go ahead. No, you.
I think this movie would make more money right now with a re-release than it did when it first came out.
Yes.
100%.
Absolutely.
I go see it in a theater with a bunch of people.
I would
It
go
lost-
see it in the theater.
Yes, it lost $20 million. So it
Make it
cost
all back
$100
right now.
million and made 80. It's so easy to make $100 million these days for a movie. It really is. Catwoman would be more successful in 2022 than in 2004.
Yep.
Absolutely agree.
I'm going to throw up if we don't talk about the basketball scene literally right now.
Yeah. With
Superdome.
grizzled cop Tom Alone.
I don't think he's ever grizzled. It's
He's always alone.
I've got to insert the super dump now because you did mention the word puke.
Okay.
The cinematography is so god awful that I had to look away at times.
Motion sick.
Like when the action was picking up, I was like, oh, I can't do this. Like I had to like look down and be like, I can't look at it because it's moving so fast.
Yeah.
I would
it's
highly
rough.
recommend everybody you look up on YouTube Catwoman basketball like cut count or something like that. It's astounding.
While we're talking about the cinematography, that we use a lot of Dutch angles in this. Dutch angles are when it's like kind of shot from underneath and the camera's crooked, like it's the horizon is diagonal across your screen. And in a better movie, I would say that was on purpose. And in this movie, I don't know if they knew that the camera wasn't straight.
My guess is they knew the camera wasn't straight. They were just like, I just found out about these Dutch angles.
The CG,
You know
the
the
like
Dutch angle?
the flying CG Dutch angle landscape shots of the cat swamps and of the city are so bad.
It's how I was, Doge. I think it's how I was when I first discovered Sriracha, and I was like, gonna see what this works on.
This is
And
good
just
on
put it
everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I was just like, I'm gonna put
everything.
Sriracha everywhere until I find something it's not good on. Still
Yeah,
haven't
Rush.
found that, by the way.
Something it's
and
not
so-
good on.
Yeah, I still haven't found something it's not good on.
Do you remember? I remember when the hottest snack you had just discovered was carrots dipped in sriracha.
Yeah.
You still on that grind?
I mean, not all the time or anything,
Okay.
but I do like it. It is very good.
It just doesn't sit good with me. That turns a little sour once it goes down the hatch.
But it tastes nice.
Just a hot stick, you know?
Well, but the
Spicy
carrot's
stick.
sweet, though. That's what's nice about it. The carrot's sweet and
okay.
crunchy and
It is-
cold.
Truly bizarre.
I get it.
I think it tastes good. I'd rather have ranch.
I mean, yeah.
Almost always, yeah. Let's talk basketball. I'd rather.
I
have
mean, it's just
basketball.
terrible. It's just terrible in all the best ways, man. Like everything from the first flip off the wall to the stripping
But it's
down in
not
front of
even-
all these
it's not even
kids.
good.
Like
what the heck?
they get so turned on in front of all these kids, and it's like there are kids here.
They're humping. Like they're just humping.
Yes,
each
and
other.
how does she just wander into this classroom that he's giving this presentation? How does she know
just
he's
shows
there?
up.
How is
Because
she
she's
just
got
down with
incredible-
that?
We already know if you know we were paying attention. We already know she's
Sure.
incredibly attentive now.
Sure.
Even to the point to where she sees a gray tabby and she happens to know that in all the gray cats in the world, it's midnight again. She
Yeah.
never thinks that this 1,000-year-old photo, it could not possibly be the house cat.
I laughed so hard at that series of photos. I was like, "That's look." I had a cat that looks identical to Midnight, sleeping 3 feet to my left.
Yeah,
that is legitimately known as the default cat. That's like the joke is that those brown tabbies are the default cat, and it's all these pictures. It's just like
the only cat in the world.
Those cats have been
there's the cat again, and there's the cat again.
I do want to pump that there was something. This basketball scene was actually super thoughtful. It was almost a super pump, because not everyone knows that cats are good at basketball.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's a nice little homage,
advanced cat knowledge. But they actually went ahead and put that in the movie about how good she is at basketball now that she got catified.
Yeah, Bruce is actually dunking right now. I hear the ball bouncing.
I hear him. The
basketball scene is so funny. I can't not think about it every day since I've watched it.
What a ride, man.
What a ride. Yeah, the basketball scene, I think, was where we got Callie finally. She was a little more out on like, she has a harder time intentionally enjoying something terrible at the beginning. And about the basketball scene, I looked over and like her eyes and mouth were both fully open. And then I looked at her and she just goes, "This is incredible." And I was like, "Yeah, I know."
It's just wild. I can't even. It's so hard to talk about.
It's not hard to talk about. I'll fill all the time with my super pump. I've been hanging on to it, and I'm going to hang on for just a minute longer because it is time for shout announcements.
For meow announcements.
Shout meowsments.
For meow 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 meow
meow meow. Welcome to Shout Announcements, the part of the show where we give shout outs and make announcements.
Tracy Morgan, Bobby Moynihan,
Melissa Villasenor,
with your host, Shaq. I love when he had like single syllable names. You don't get to have the vibrato.
Has Shaq ever hosted SNL?
I believe so.
Yes.
I have never seen that episode, and Shaq feels like the worst fit for SNL. I would love to watch Shaq.
He's fantastic.
Is he really good?
Who's actually really, really good? Charles Barkley is a fantastic.
Yeah, dude.
Really?
He's so funny. But that's not what this is. This is shout outs time and announcements time. Hey, shout out SNL. Y'all doing great work over there. Announcement time though. Here's the deal. Listen to me. It's a new year, new you, new us. 2022 chunks. We're coming at you hot. We're coming at you heavy. We're coming at you intense. And here's what I want to say. If you are a regular listener of this show and you have not rated and reviewed us, just go do it.
Come on now.
I'm taking the mean seat this time.
Just do it.
If we got that new platform to be rated too.
Yeah, like Spotify lets you rate now.
If you're a regular, and if you've already reviewed us on iTunes, go review us on Spotify. I love you all so much, and I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Like, just go do it. Just go do it. Just go review it. Just go review and rate it.
Just go do it.
It's so easy. The other thing that I really need you to do is hit the subscribe button. Some of you aren't doing that. I know you're not. We're just in your feed, but I need you to hit the subscribe button. And then last, but certainly not least, I need you to tell your friends. Share us. You know somebody else who likes movies that's not listening. I know you do. You can think of them, right? Think of them in 3, 2, 1. Now that you thought of them, just go ahead and text it. Send them a little linksy. Send them a linksy to this episode.
Send them this Catwoman episode.
Nothing will grab the attention of a fellow movie lover like Halle Berry's Catwoman. Please do those things, please.
If the raw sexual power of this movie has you hankering for something that is exactly the same vibe, same universe, confirmed, then we actually don't have anything like that coming up. But next week we are going to be talking about Batman 1989, the superhero movie.
Pretty soon we're watching a Batman suit with nipples on it. So
that's true. That is textbook definition of sexual power, is a bat suit with nipples. But yeah, join us next week while we watch Batman 1989, Michael Keaton, Jack Nickelback. It's going to be a great time for all of us. Look at this photograph.
Another great time for all of us is Box Office Ball Season 2. It's coming up.
Well, great time for one of us.
On this Tuesday, January 11th, Box office ball is very likely the draft has started at this point.
This
We're going
is
to be going through.
finally my season, by the way. I'm finally going to update my
Jordan's
Excel
season.
spreadsheet.
Yeah, very excited for that. Very excited for that. But to be a part of Box Office Ball with us, with the Pod Boys, that first step would have to be getting onto that high tier Patreon level, that $5 a month to get into the Discord chat.
Soon.
Which you'd have to do it very soon, which is just super active almost every day. There are several of our patrons that break news for me before I normally catch it. And for most of my life, I'm one of the first people to know that kind of stuff. So to be in a community that has their ear to the ground to that extent is honestly pretty special. And it's been a ton of fun. And so if you're looking for that kind of community on a grander scale, there's a lot of us over there waiting for you to talk about movies with us. And so we're looking forward to that. Also, there's the tier just below that, the $3 patron tier, which gives you those extra bonus episodes. During our Batman series, can I announce what our bonus episode will be?
Yeah, please.
Absolutely.
Is Lego Batman. It kind of had to
It
be.
had to be,
right?
yeah.
Boy,
it
I can't
kind
wait.
of had.
That's such a fun
it
movie.
kind of had to be. I've never seen it.
Oh, really?
So I know
It's a ton
I
of
know.
Oh,
I'm,
it's great.
I'm very much looking forward to that. And so
You've seen the Lego movie though, yeah?
I have.
Okay.
Is it the same guys?
Yes.
The same crew
believe
that,
so.
that made that
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Gotta be. Okay.
And it's Will Arnett.
Miller and
acts as
Will
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. So yeah, check out the Patreon. And just join us. Join us on those tiers. Just sacrifice a cup of black coffee. The way the economy is going, I used to say mocha frappuccino or whatever used to be $3, but now
No,
it's just really that normal drip is getting up there, guys. So
Better than
It's
that.
half.
Let me
it's
save
half
you.
a Taco Bell subscription.
Oh, by the way, we're kicking around offering not a Patreon
not
tier.
match my 2022 goal.
Not a Patreon tier, but just a donate, like a GoFundMe where you guys can fund us each of the four of us having a Taco Bell subscription.
Yeah. It's $10
which is
a month.
apparently a new thing.
It's called the Go Yum Me, and we need you to go yum us. Add this Go Yum. Go yum. Go yum us. Please yum us. Please.
I don't like it.
Wait, can I say one more thing about the basketball scene
Yeah.
that I just realized?
Yeah.
Please. I just realized that it was more realistic for me in the 90s to watch Michael Jordan play basketball with Bugs Bunny than what they've done here in Catwoman.
Yes, no, that's a very
You
good
have
observation.
less of a problem
Thank
with
you.
it.
Thank you. I just had to put that on the scale of realism here.
May I super pump? And
I wish
there's
you
a
would.
very real possibility that I could take up the rest of this episode with everything I love here.
Go.
Always.
Go.
He pulled his pants up, y'all. He's ready.
Wow,
No,
he's hiking it
adjusting
up.
the seat.
He's hiking it up.
Talk to me, dude.
From the moment
Ooh.
that Patience decides, new cat, new me, gonna cut the hair, time to accessorize.
Very just Edward Scissorhands, by the way. She was
From
like,
the
I've seen
moment
Edward
she-
Scissorhands. I'm going to do that.
From the moment she attacks, it's really from the moment she attacks the people enjoying a party across the street, steals their motorcycle, time to accessorize, cuts her hair, and goes on her first burglary. This entire first evening of Catwoman escapades is my super pump. And it all boils down to one moment, which shows both the complete fingers in ears, eyes closed, sprint headfirst into a wall that is this movie. And it's the reason it's terrible, and it's the reason I love it, which is as Catwoman is committing her first burglary ever, there are other burglars there already. And she says, amateurs.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the first time she has ever robbed anything.
Jeez.
And she calls the other burglars amateurs. And this is symptomatic and emblematic of everything I love about this movie, which is there is no logic. There is no rhyme. There is no
script
reason.
feels like a Mad Lib.
And she cuts her hair. She gives herself the Kate Gosselin.
It's the Sonic the Hedgehog.
She robs. Yes, it is. She robs this bank in heels. She eventually changes the costume to ripped leather pants, lingerie, and heeled sandals. Is her Catwoman?
The ripped up low-rise leather bell bottoms.
Dude.
Is
Almost super dumb.
A very shocking choice.
But it all contributes to what is so amazing, which is just the brazen audacity of this first Catwoman evening of just like in one night, I'm cutting my hair, I'm ripping up these leather pants, I'm robbing this jewelry store, I'm calling these seasoned burglars amateurs, I'm crawling on the wall for some reason, like cats do. It's just
totally.
It's
I think they saw 2002 Spider-Man and were like, well, she could do that too.
Yeah,
because cats and spiders both crawl on the wall.
On the suit, they thought it was going to be iconic. And they weren't totally wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it is iconic.
But that's the moment that it was like the one thing that they tried to intentionally be, or at least what I could decipher as them trying to intentionally be, was the Pfeiffer costume.
Yeah.
And so it's like, but it's so not the same.
Yeah.
Right.
They were like, this is going to be a suit that's going to be remembered. It's going to be a sex icon for the rest of time, and you're just like, not when it's computer generated. It's just like so very strange.
Yes.
Can we talk about Sharon? Can we talk about Sharon Stone?
Yeah,
right
please.
So she owns a cop button. That's
Yeah.
one of the notes that I made.
That's very cool. They just
That's what the highest amount of wealth.
They appeared in that house. Okay, we didn't even talk about. Hang on, we didn't even talk about whenever Officer Tom Lone rescues Catwoman by teleporting up the stairs.
Dude, I know.
I think that was actually the moment. In retrospect, Cat Swamp sure was the sealing of the envelope, but folding the letter and putting it inside and mailing it to me as a promise of what this movie would be was Tom Lone running up like 4 flights of stairs to catch Patience as she falls in about 1 second.
Yeah.
Unreal. I thought he was going to be a superhero at one point.
Maybe he's the Flash.
I took notes of several quotes that stood out to me. One of those opened the episode, and it's Sharon Stone talking about really what still is kind of ambiguous about this beauty product. There's also a quote of my wife, and at one point Chelsea said, "This beauty product has the marketing of a rocket launch."
Yeah.
Yes.
And she wasn't wrong. It was like is it the League of Doom? The Legion of Doom? Who is it that is the crew of all the baddies that meet together?
Legion of Doom.
The Legion of Doom. But it's like, this is the most blatantly antagonist company
Yeah.
that I have ever seen. There's things I love about it and things I hate about it. I do hate that almost 3 decades after we get Ripley, like an actual heroine, right? We get someone who is what is evil is beauty products. Like,
Yeah.
this feels so disrespectful. It feels so cheap for it to be like she's fighting it. It's just still so very.
Oh,
like,
this movie is
in all the wrong
misogynist.
ways.
This movie is misogynist to its core. Don't get me wrong.
absolutely.
It's yucky. This is a yucky.
Just extra
Well,
inconsiderate.
yeah, while we're on that, may I super dump that?
Yeah.
There's the like on the surface, wildest movie I've ever seen. There is the slight undercurrent. I think it's the one line from the cat professor who lives in the cottage in the middle of Gotham Hatton. And she says that cats represent the duality in every woman. And so if we're supposed to take Catwoman herself as an archetype of sometimes girls are bad, it's so misogynistic. It is very clearly written by a very, very uncool and disrespectful group of dudes.
Yeah, I also think though that a lot of the like super problematic misogyny is just a symptom of trying to put meaning in things. Like,
Yes, I think so too.
I don't
but
think
we've
it was
accidentally
intentionally
made something.
Yes, I don't think they were actually saying like all women have a good girl and a bad girl, and this one and Catwoman is both. I don't think they were trying to say that. I just think they were like, how do we make this important?
Yeah, exactly. But we've accidentally made it
Right, correct.
even more misogynistic than ripped up low-rise leather bell bottoms.
Not a whole lot more misogynistic
Oh, yeah.
than ripped up low-rise leather bell bottoms, but a little bit.
Yeah. It was kind of like opening credits fast series a little bit.
Yeah.
Like when it like starts inside her butt and like, you're just like, how did they, I guess they spent money on that colonoscopy camera. Like, what is that? That was interesting. There was a scene, speaking of Fast and Furious, there's a scene that I love when Vin exclaims that he's alone.
Yeah, sure.
I think in a submarine or something.
Yeah.
There was a scene that legitimately made my toes and fingers tingle with shock. and she's in her prison cell, and out of nowhere, just
Yes.
hisses.
Oh, that was
Did
so
that scare
good.
anybody else?
Yes.
No, I laughed. I laughed big.
Yeah.
That's the
I
same
laughed
scene
after
where we
being
discovered that
terrified.
because she's a cat, she can squeeze through bars.
Just squeeze through. But she didn't attempt it until she was motivated again by midnight.
Right.
Like
By
it's
midnight,
like,
yeah.
which I guess she does speak cat, and it's just never clear what she's capable of doing. She's really good at quips. She's great at one-liners.
Quips and whips, that's her two main powers.
That's the two things, man. And she discovered that she's good with whips because of the hose that she tore off of a kegger. I can't believe it. Like,
I forgot about that until you said that just now.
If I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of somebody who did not watch this movie and is just listening to us talk about it, everything we're saying sounds like a joke. Nothing
does.
sounds like a real thing that would actually happen in a movie
No,
that
it
would get
does.
made.
yes. I do have something about her personality that I have a question here. And again, this is an assumption that anything is made clear about this narrative.
Yeah.
But is she, and it's because we just got real fresh off of seeing Norman Osborn again, were we supposed to understand that she had multiple personalities? There were
I
times
have no
when
idea.
she didn't, weren't there times where it felt like they were trying to make it appear as if she didn't remember?
No, I
doing
think
something?
100% that's it. Because she was like, but am I still Patience? Because I think Catwoman is a spirit that lives inside of her.
Oh, that's just so not
That
clear.
is bizarre.
That was how I
then
understood
she-
it, is that Catwoman
Yeah.
is she now shares a body with Catwoman.
Wow.
And they
Yeah,
both
She's
kind of-
definitely still Patience. Like even
Yes.
when she does cat stuff, she's
Yes.
definitely still Patience.
I just think they're both in there.
So
every
when she's-
Catwoman has two wolves inside of her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
Which
cat
one
you
wins? The
feed-
one you feed.
Whichever cat you feed the tuna
Yep.
to wins.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's also like this duplicity with Benjamin Bratt's
Tom
detective.
Lone.
He doesn't even
Tom
talk
Lone
like
is-
that. You keep doing a cop voice, but he doesn't even do a cop voice.
I know. It's because that's the most generic tough guy cop name. Tom
Yeah, it definitely
Lone.
is. It definitely is.
It's
He is
Officer
both-
Tom Lone.
And it's like, why is he called that? Because I work alone.
Because he works alone, and Tom is a
Alone.
good, strong mid-century man's
Tom
name.
sounds like it has biceps.
Tom.
Wait,
Tom can punch.
Tomcat.
Oh, Carter.
Carter, you've cracked it.
Carter, you might be onto something there.
Carter,
my
you've
friend.
cracked it.
He's both the worst and best detective.
Yep.
Yep.
He's good
He's
in that
also-
he blips to where he needs to be.
Also
but
the
how is he
only
not
detective.
noticing her? Yes. How is he not noticing her drastic change they've been doing for a week? Like it's a week.
You got them love goggles
what-
on, man. He's whipped. Sorry, I don't like that phrase. It's funny.
Don't do that. And I love our deciphering, like the people back in the lab. Those scenes were so good
Like
because you can
which-
now. Like,
the letter S indicates that she's a
Because she's
loner.
reaching out for
that's
something.
so bogus,
That's
right?
so
There's
funny.
not-
They might as well have been doing her Enneagram.
I mean, 100%, 100%. And we've got like lips are the new fingers,
Yeah.
right?
Dude,
That's
yeah.
a weird thing to. I
Every
never thought
lip
I'd say that.
print.
But like the lip print.
I've
it's
always
like,
said that
wow,
about
this is
lips,
the same
though.
one.
I'm sick of fingers
Because
getting their
I
time in
guess
the
he's
spotlight. It's time
still-
for lips.
He didn't wash this guy didn't wash his face. Like he still had it on. That had to be 12, 18 hours.
for evidence.
Then-
Now
and
you're
he had someone else
slowly
take the
turning into
picture for
Kevin
him.
Conroy.
Take a
He
picture
had
of the
to-
kiss
he-
for evidence.
He had someone else take the picture for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
The note he leaves her is basically like, "Got to get out of here. A bunch of stuff to do."
Bro, the Nokia phone. Like we're in the Farley era now. That's got Sharon Stone on there, and
It
she's
starts
like,
the
okay,
video.
we're-
She's like,
we're
"Hey,
on-
it's me.
We're on our.
why did
exit
she
ramp.
turn around? Who's holding the phone for
What?
her?
Hey, it's me."
But it's like we're starting to find out that Beeline, which is an awful
Mhm,
fake name for a beauty
mhm.
product.
Every single time at like the beginning of this movie, I thought they were saying building, and I was like, "Why are you saying building like that?" Building.
If it, but
They're
here's
about
the
to
thing,
launch.
though.
They're going to launch building.
If the company was called Goop, we would have said there's no way a company would ever be called Goop.
That's
Goop. Yet here we are.
We're supposed to be mad at this company. How sinister to be making toxic beauty products. That I guess the only one, and again, they made sure to let us know that Sharon Stone's character is using massive
massive amounts of building.
Amounts of building. But like everyone else is getting sick. They're not getting superpowers. What's the difference between her and like it doesn't make any sense. But if you punch her hard enough, she de-ages or something?
You scratch all the building off of her skin.
You gotta scratch it. You know, like if you scratch marble, like if you scratch marble.
You know, I mean, that's the saying. The saying is building is only skin deep. So if you scratch it.
It's like Patience had on Ark of the Covenant brass.
You know what I
knuckles.
think it actually was? It's her diamond claws. They're the only thing hard enough to scratch her marble skin.
My goodness.
So see, it's actually a good
I think it's just bedazzled, though. I don't think they're made out of diamonds. I think it's
Are they not
bedazzled.
made out of the necklace that she keeps looking at in the window? I thought she pulled all the little spikes off that necklace and made her claws.
I think you're right.
That's amazing. Good job, dude.
Thanks.
Good job.
Very good.
That's the funny thing. That's what's so interesting about this movie is they were intentionally aloof almost. It was like they wanted to make sure.
I don't think it was intentional.
I'm just trying to find what's the juxtaposition. What are the two words I
think
can
they
put
thought
together
they
that's
were
like
being clear.
Thoughtfully not. Yeah.
Did they think they were being clear? Did they think they were like, when people rewatch, it's going to blow their mind that the necklace is actually
But they
her
felt
claws?
like they needed to explain things.
Yeah.
That's what's funny. It's like, well, people are going to want to know what got her into whips. People are want to know what made her diamond. What made her diamond?
So she's a cat. Sure. We all agree she's a cat.
Yeah, you're right. Let's brush that.
Why does she like whips?
But how did we get there? You know, for Bruce Wayne, all we have to see is some shadowy figure kill his parents.
Sure.
Right? Oh,
Yeah.
there we are.
Yeah.
But Catwoman's
kid
nuance.
lost his parents,
She
wants
requires
vengeance.
more
Right.
explanation.
Listen, this ain't your
really gotta figure it
granddaddy's Batman.
You know, it's not like she just got a magic ring or she's from another planet. This is Catwoman here.
Look, guys,
We gotta be really thoughtful.
it's time to rate this movie.
How is it already? I could say
How do you rate a movie?
another episode.
I'll tell you. You'll find out. It's time to rate this movie, and we're going to do that.
You don't get to have like 4 ratings.
We're going to do that using the
Gotta be
scientific cinema scale, which is perfect and as follows. The best thing we could ever say about a movie is own it, don't lend it, buy that poster.
I'm sorry, I'm so
The next,
when they were running through, they were doing the think tank. The cops were about what do we call her? And one of them said cat broad.
Oh no!
I love in old superhero movies when it was like, there's a new terrorist in town. Quick, somebody think of a nickname.
I mean, Joe Jenna Jameson did it too.
I know.
Science squid.
The next best thing is buy it. That's followed by rent it. And then stream it. After that is forget it. And last, but certainly least, the worst thing we could ever say about a movie. God hath forsaken us.
Okay, so I'm going to try and take a shot at this first because this is a weird one.
Yeah. Good luck.
So I think National Treasure for me was a buy it or buy the poster.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because it's a good movie with sprinklings of some bad,
Mm-hmm.
right? Catching the Declaration and declaring that over someone he could marry someday.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there's some charm there. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe charm is what got me higher on that. This is just a bad movie. But I would watch it again. So the rewatchability puts it pretty high for me. It's like a Cutthroat Island.
Mhm.
I'm going to say I would not. Well, we did say we'd go to theaters if this came back out.
Yeah.
I want other people to watch it with me.
Yes.
This is an experience movie. This is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. This is
Yes. Absolutely.
I think it's going to be a rent because of my willingness to spend, right? And again, I think all you have to do is listen to any part of this episode to understand the skewed outlier that this is on our rating system.
Look,
But
science
ultimately,
isn't
at the
exact,
end of this.
guys.
Yeah, at the end of this, I want to be able to tell you how much I enjoyed it, right? Like how good of a movie was this for me? So I think it's a rent. I think I'm okay to say that.
Yeah.
I think I rent this movie. I would spend money on this movie for the sake of watching it with other people.
Yes.
I don't want to own it because I don't want anyone to know that I do. So I'm just going to
I
rent
think
it.
you get put on a list. I think Big Brother's like, I don't, this Carter guy, we got to keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
I'm going to rent it as well. And it was so close to a buy. Just economically, if I watch this once a year, 4 years from now, I'm going to be upside down in Catwoman debt.
Yeah.
Should have just bought it.
And it's a god-awful movie,
Oh, it's
right?
one of
There's
it's
forsaken
maybe the
things
worst.
about it. That's what's so weird.
Yeah, it's like the worst thing that I've seen in a long, long time. But I keep thinking of people like I would love to hear them. I would love to watch them watch Catwoman.
Yeah.
I think I'm buying Catwoman.
Oh no.
Amazing.
Oh no. Big brother? Big brother? Big brother? This one right here.
It's so
What a quote to start the new year, huh?
it's so bad. I loved every single second of it.
I had so much fun.
There's so much that goes into this rating. I feel the need to justify it, and yet I don't owe you anything, so like I can do whatever I want.
You know, Jordan, as I'm thinking about it, it's dense enough that there's definitely stuff you could have missed.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Clearly. There was 136 scenes in the basketball.
Dude, at this point, it's like something in my brain is like, it's almost a collector's item. Like it's almost like funny to own it.
Like if you owned Catwoman on 4K Ultra HD.
Right, exactly. Like there's something funny about
that's a
it.
conversation piece.
Yes.
That's a decoration for your
There's
house.
something about it that it's like put it in a frame, display it. Like I do want to show it to people. So it's like if I rent it 2 times, I might as well have just had it. You know, there's something about like it is so bad that you can put it on without any care about whether you can enjoy it in that headspace. Like it's awful. It's a terrible movie. Like on a quality, it's obviously got to forsake it.
It's like sci-fi original quality. Like Sharknado.
I have seen better. It's Sharknado quality. That's correct.
Yeah.
It is just a blast.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so weirdly, I'm buying Catwoman. I don't know. I'm doing it. It's happening. Oh, man.
Wow.
Carter looks very intense right now.
This is the kind of thing that I feel like there could be legitimate set memorabilia on eBay in a kind of movie set way that we could afford.
That nobody cares about because it's Catwoman?
Yeah. Anyways.
I would love that.
I was going to try and find it for you.
I would love that.
Oh. Don't search that, Chunkies. Never mind. I can't do that. Never mind. Don't search that. Big mistake.
Oh my God. No. Oh my God. His phone is on fire. His phone is on fire.
In the background, you just see midnight.
Time to accessorize.
Guys, I'm excited for next week for Batman 1989.
How could it be better than this?
But I will say after watching this, I'm almost more excited for Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Sure.
Like I'm almost more
Those were
pumped
highlights for
about
the series.
those
About
than
the
I am
B-movies.
about the good ones.
I am really excited to get to the Nolan verse. I'm pumped
sure.
about that.
Yeah. That's going to be real fun.
This one's fun because everything's in sets, you know?
Yeah.
We've got a couple of this vibe, couple of that vibe.
Yeah.
A little bit of this, little bit of that, couple of this bat, couple of this bat.
A little bit of Georgie in the suit, a little bit of Michael in that suit.
Yeah, while we're talking about
A little bit of
misogyny, let's
Kilmer
sing that
in
song.
suit.
Wow. Oh,
That's all I know of it anyway.
So you meowed the rest for Catwoman?
Meow, meow.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's all I've got. Listen, tune in next week, Batman 1989. It's the Keaton one, y'all. Gonna be a good.
We gonna be eating some Keaton. We gonna be eating good.
Hooked on a Keaton.
Keaton good in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I was looking for it while you walked so I could run. To end this episode, I'd like for each of us to say our names and say which Batman movie we would drop Halle Berry's Catwoman into that we feel like she would best improve the film.
But in a Batman movie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For Richard Jones and a Hunk, I'm Jordan. And I think I'm going to put her in The Dark Knight Rises. And I think that she's not replacing Anne Hathaway. They're just both there.
Both the Catwoman.
And they're going to do the whole like, which one's the real one? Point it. No, I'm the real one. No, I'm the real one. And then Batman's
I'm Peter
gonna have to
3.
decide. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be really good. It's Batman. It's Catwoman Far From No Way Home.
Far from nowhere.
I could get spicy. You mean get spicy?
Why'd you even ask?
Hold me back. Hold me back, or I'm going to do it.
No, we're going to
I'm
let
just
you
going to let you do it.
I'm Doge. Put her in Batman. I'm Doge. Put her in Batman versus Superman.
Nice. We're not reviewing those, are we? We're not watching those again.
No.
Thank God.
No, but that's a Batman movie, and I liked this and didn't like that one.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that one is just a bad movie, and this one is a good bad movie.
Right.
So I might like it better if there's something I like in it.
Yeah. I'm Carter, and DC's gotten in a lot of trouble for trying to do anything that even winks at or catches a whiff of what the MCU has been very successful in. And sometimes what the MCU does is looks back at older iterations on the big screen of certain characters and kind of gets a chance to laugh at them or pay them homage just for a fraction of a second, right? The way that we can just kind of insert the same guy across the universe, but that's because he created Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah.
I think in The Batman, we're going to have a scene very brief, and it's okay if you don't catch it. I'm not saying it's cathartic for Halle Berry or not, but she's going to be in the Batman, not necessarily in a mentorship role, but she's going to be there around the time of Zoe Kravitz donning the suit for the first time that we see. We'll catch a glimpse of Halle.
She's gonna be like,
not in a photo,
no heels, weird,
but it'll be patient. You're exactly, yeah.
Like those pants
She'll
come
be
up
like,
pretty
don't
high.
forget to accessorize. Don't forget to accessorize. And Zoe Kravitz is like, no.
And she's going to throw a stack of photos at Zoe Kravitz.
Just throw a stack of photos.